Hey Condors, it's your boy Mr. Roberts here with another episode of Social Distancing Science. Hey, before we get started, don't forget to hit subscribe and once it shows up, mash that bell icon so you don't miss a single notification. Let's see what we're doing today. Our agenda, we are going to do a science probe about eclipses. We're going to encounter the phenomena of eclipses, and we're going to do a lab about shadows, and then we're going to read about what makes a shadow. Okay, let's go to the curriculum. Um, Make sure you're following along. So 6 students were discussing what causes eclipses. This is what they said. Who do you agree with most? Isabella said, I think an eclipse of the moon happens about every 29 days. Sam says, I think the sun stops giving off light during an eclipse. June says, I think we can't see the moon when the Earth's shadow falls on it. Olivia says, I think we can't see the sun when the Earth's shadow falls on it. Santiago says, I think each new moon is the same as an eclipse. And Mateo says, I think something else causes eclipses to occur. Who do you agree with? Select one and then explain a little about why you agree with that student. Pause the video. When you've explained, hit play, and we will continue with our encountering the phenomena. So, why are there bites taken out of the sun in this picture? Let's look at a video to see this phenomena in action. Oh my goodness, what's happened? Oh, it's back. Here comes the sun. Oh no, something's eating the sun. Ah! Repent. Oh, it's coming back. Phew. I was worried we had lost it forever. So, why do you think this phenomena occurs? Record your observations about the phenomena in that space. So, hit pause. When you're done, hit play. We'll continue on. We're going to do a little lab right now about shadows. What makes a shadow? A shadow results when one object blocks the light that another object emits or reflects. For example, when a tree blocks light from the sun, it casts a shadow. If you want to stand in the shadow of a tree, the tree must be in a line between you and the sun. Each object in the solar system creates a shadow as it blocks the path of the sun's light. What happens to an object's shadow when the object moves? Let's find out. Now, you can do this lab at home if you have a flashlight and an opaque object. We are going to do it virtually. So, in a second, I'm going to do this. You're going to record your data and observations in the space below. And when we're done, you're going to compare and contrast the shadows created in each situation, describing the shadows and how they changed. And imagine that you could look at the flashlight from behind your object, looking from the darkest and lightest parts of the object shadow. How much of the light source do you think you could see in each location? Let's go to the classroom. Okay, let's turn some lighting down so this works right. Okay, I am going to turn on a flashlight. Yoink. And I'm going to have it. Okay. And joining us is the Kool-Aid Man. He's always there for science. So look at the shadow that the Kool-Aid Man generates. what happens to the size of the shadow that it generates as it gets closer to like the wall and closer to the light source? Okay, let's turn a little light back on, turn a flashlight off, and go back to the curriculum. Yoink. So, can you answer these questions? Pause the video and answer them, and then we will continue on. Okay. Next, we're going to do a little reading, and that'll be the end of today. So, what makes a shadow? So, the Umbra and the Penumbra. If you go outside on a sunny day and look carefully at a shadow on the ground, you may notice that the edges of the shadow are not as dark as the rest of the shadow. Light from the sun and other shadow sources cast shadows at two distinct parts, as shown in the figure below. So you can see that there's a center darker part of the shadow where the light is totally blocked. That's called the umbra. If you stood within the object's umbra, you would not see the light source at all. But then around that is the penumbra. It's the lighter area where the light is only partially blocked. If you stood within an object's penumbra, you would be able to see only part of the light source. Interesting. Okay, guys. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. Have a great day, and I will see you later.